Senator Roberts.
Madam Acting Deputy President, as a servant to the many different people who make up our one Queensland community, I support this motion of Senator Cash and Senator Canavan and fellow senators to refer the takeover of Calvary Hospital to a committee inquiry. This blatant attack on religion in healthcare has caused trouble for Pan Am, or Canberra as some still call it. Legislation to seize the hospital from the Catholic Church has passed the Australian Capital Territory Parliament. Legislation developed over a long period of time, partly in secret. In fact, this is the second attempt ACT health autocrats have made to force Calvary out of healthcare. The only God autocrats respect is the God of power. Power used in pursuit of a genuinely evil agenda. The ACT has legislated abortion and euthanasia. The Catholic Church insists on putting humanity around those rules, which has inflamed ACT autocrats. Nobody's going to get in the way of the health autocrats' agenda to murder babies, murder our elderly, and now considering murdering children and the severely handicapped. As an aside, the right to die, as we're seeing in Europe, will become an obligation to die. There are 14 Calvary hospitals in Australia delivering health services in a faith-based environment, healing millions of Australians since their start in 1885. Churches around Australia provide hundreds of aged care homes. Each of these must be looking over their shoulder at what Canberra health autocrats are trying to do at Calvary. My public address to a March for Life rally, a pro-life rally in Rockhampton 2 weeks ago, and a subsequent video on this topic has been met with an interesting response from the left, the control side of politics. I'll address that now. The common reply, repeated verbatim from a legion of social media bots and mindless zombies, is this: there's no place for religion in healthcare. It seems to me that this is a most hypocritical statement. When religious groups protested drag queens exposing themselves and reading adult sex stories to kids in libraries in drag queen story time, religious groups were told, if you don't like it, don't go. Well, let me direct your argument right back at you. If you don't want religion in your healthcare, don't go to a Christian-managed hospital. And while we're at it, if you don't like religion in aged care, go to another aged care facility. And if you don't like religion in education, don't send your kids to a religious school. See how it works? Freedom of choice. That's what's irking the Canberra bureaucrats. Freedom. We know how much autocrats have embraced totalitarian agendas and how COVID has normalised such behaviour. Clearly, these health bureaucrats have no intention of surrendering powers obtained dishonestly. I imagine they can't wait to tear that cross off the front of the Calvary Hospital. Calvary hospitals have treated millions of Australians who are happy to be treated in a religious hospital. Federal Parliament has precedence over ACT law. This matter is rightly within the Senate's purview, and I'm strongly in support of Senator Cash and Senator Canavan's motion. This is partly about property rights. It's partly about freedom of choice. But property rights are fundamental to human progress, fundamental to innovation, fundamental to freedom and fundamental to responsibility. Federal Labor, in this term of government, has nationalised the gas industry. Federal Liberal National Party stole farmers' property rights in the Howard Anderson Liberal National Party government. Now the ACT wants to steal churches' property rights and nationalise religious values. We need a Senate inquiry. The federal government, the federal constitution, has powers over religion, powers to deal with religion, My message to Canberra Health Bureau autocrats is simple. God decides who lives and dies, not